Hi, I'm Stephen from Blood Red Shoes, and you're tuned in to Hit the Floor.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
How's your tour going at the moment?
Tour's been fucking great. The first bit of it was really tiring, and then this bit, we started off in like Scandinavia, and the drives there are fucking insane. So that was tiring, and now we've got to England. It's like feels really easy because everything's 2 hours apart. It's like a tiny little island, so it's been really cool. Yeah.
And you're supporting by Cast of Cheers today?
Yeah, Cast of Cheers I've watched from start to finish every night of the tour so far, and they're fucking amazing, and I'm really excited to watch them again today. It's like the perfect thing to get you in the mood to play is watch another band totally have it, and then you're like, now it's my go. It's really, yeah, it's exciting, man. It's cool.
Do you have a playlist for the tour? Anyone usually who supports you? Do you play on the tour bus?
Oh,
like your favourite tracks at the moment?
We don't have a tour playlist, it changes daily, but we tend to have classic rock nights quite a lot. After the show, if you have to drive anywhere after the show, it's usually a classic rock night. So you get a bunch of like AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and turn it up as loud as the van stereo will go.
Definitely far from chilling out then.
Whiskey. Yeah, you have to chill out after a gig. You're in like party spirits, and if you can't stay in a town to party in the van. It's like a party bus on wheels with 7 people in it. It's not a very good party.
How long have you toured now? I mean, you've toured intensely since, probably the first album, really.
Yeah, we've been touring heavily for, I would say, about 5 years. Yeah.
Do you get sick of playing any of the songs? Is there a chosen one where you get tired of playing?
No, not really. I started to think there was a couple that I'd rather not play, but I wouldn't say I was sick of them. I was just
insane.
Yeah, it was just ones that you're like, basically the songs that I don't think are as good as other songs. I've never got like, we're still playing some quite old songs in the set. Like we're playing It's Getting Boring by the Sea. That's like, I think we wrote it 6 years ago. But I still really enjoy playing it.
So you feel like you're like progressing, like the songs you're making now are like better than the ones that you
yeah, much better. But it's nice. I think the thing is the old songs you'd get tired of if you played them and you never played anything new. But once you put new songs in that set, so they're up against each other, then it breathes the whole thing a new life, and then you don't. I don't know, man. I get bored of almost everything really fast, but I haven't got bored playing the songs. I guess it's different audience, different place, different
reactions to
different songs,
it's
just everything feels different. So there's always an excitement because of that.
Do you get fed up of the company, you and Laura being on tour for
yeah,
so long?
You know, it's natural. Like you're in a van. Like I mean, yeah, we have a van. It's like this, so it's like there's a table there, and we're like this far apart for the whole journey. Then you're on stage playing together, then you share a hotel.
Do you want to go on the opposite ends of the stage?
After a while, it can drive you insane for no reason other than you've just been around each other too. But I think we've got a pretty good handle when we just need to like leave each other the fuck alone, you know.
In Time to Voices was released in March, and it is an incredible album. My favourite from all three.
Oh, cool. So you do know all our stuff? Because lots of interviewers don't know shit about us.
From
really.
the beginning,
Oh, right, cool.
And I still haven't seen you live, so I'm looking forward to Snow.
You've got to be live, man. We've played hundreds of shows, and you say you like the band, and you've never seen
I live
us
in
play.
the middle of nowhere at home.
Where do you live that we haven't played?
Kent.
We've played in Kent?
In the bottom corner in Kent.
No, we haven't played in
No,
Kent.
you haven't played in Kent.
Okay,
I think it was
enough.
Brighton, and then you played Southampton about 3 months before I came to uni. So, what's the reaction been like with the album?
It's been good, and you know what is interesting on this album is probably for the first time the reaction to the new songs in England has been better than any other country. And in the past, like we had a thing quite early on where Japan and Holland in particular picked up on the bands faster than the UK, and then Germany got really into us on the second record, and I mean everywhere was kind of into it.
Yeah.
And we noticed with the second record a lot of the States and Germany were sort of paying more attention and reacting more intensely than the UK. And then this album, the new songs are going down better in England than anywhere else. And it's like maybe we just people needed some time. Well, it's not like people hated or other stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just notable that our band's progress was a bit faster in certain places. And then in England, with this record, it's definitely made a very tangible difference, which is it's really nice because now we can play to as many people in our own country as we do like around the world, and that feels good. And it's more impressive to your mum because she knows where London is and she doesn't probably know where Hamburg is.
There hasn't been like a drastic change between albums, but I mean you can definitely tell within Time to Voices.
Yeah, I think this album's more of a jump than between the first two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're not going to suddenly like do an electro record. You know, we're rock bands, and that will always be somewhere within the world of rock music. You know, but
Was there a meaning behind the album name, In Time to Voices?
Probably,
It
but
just
it's
seems
kind
a
of
bit
mystery to us.
Yeah, the title seems a bit mysterious, really.
Yeah,
and
we're great believers in instinct and unconscious and not trying to steer or control creativity. You've got to let it be the boss of you.
Yeah.
If something feels right and we both agree that it feels right, it is right, and you just don't fuck with it.
You just go with it.
Yeah, I feel a lot of the time writing music and coming up with lyrics and writing some names, you feel like it's like you're tuning in a radio and finding like you've got all the static noise, and then when you got it, it just feels right, and you just know it's right. You can't necessarily understand it, and I like the mystery of that process, and I like feeling like that process is in charge of me, and I'm a kind of a slave to it, and we both feel the same way in that. So in Time to Voices, at some point we'll probably figure out what it really means, but right now I don't really know.
Yeah. Do you have do you change any songs to adapt to your live show, or do you always have that in mind when recording?
On the first couple of records, it was more like What We Are Live.
Yeah.
And the second record, really intentionally, was like We Are Live.
Mm-hmm.
Because we thought the first one was a bit more pop than what we really are, not quite as nasty sounding as What We Are Live. This record, we did the complete opposite, because we felt like this is what we're like on stage. It's a heavy band, you know, it's a rock and roll sound. And this album, we were like, we've done that, now we're going to use the fact that we can overdub shit and explore different sounds and change things more than on stage. So these songs from this album are different live. Some of them more so than others, but some songs I think people will be like, oh, that's not what I expected. But I'm excited about that, you know.
Me too.
If you want to hear the album, if you want to hear the album played perfectly, play the album, just fucking turn it up. Do you know what I mean? If you
all the way through on loops.
yeah, well, we could do that. Everybody do that.
Are you kind of like perfectionists with the album? Because like you said about the radio, or do you just go with the flow and just wait until you find? With
this album, we were very perfectionists. We really lost our minds a bit making this record, because we wanted to really push ourselves and make something that really uses a studio, and we had it in our heads that we have to make a big push to be much better songwriters and have a much more varied sounding record than we've done in the past. Like, we really felt like this is 3 albums down the line. At this point, we should make some kind of statement, say this is what our band really is, like the definitive record.
It's like you always get that like second album like hurdle, and then you hit your third one, and it's somehow it always makes a bigger impact.
Yeah, and we had that in our heads, and so we were really perfectionists. We wrote all the songs, we did loads of revisions of all the songs. We demo recorded the whole album to a really high level of detail, with working out every backing vocal, harmony, guitar noise, every place where we were like, oh, a tambourine could go in that bit, that'd be cool. Like, we figured it all out.
It's like a huge puzzle that eventually was being pieced together.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time being really careful about everything and going, oh, is this going a bit long? Is this a tiny bit slow or a tiny bit fast? And we'd figured it all out. So when we came to make the record, it was a pain in the arse, because we had an exact thing we had to get to, and it wasn't an open-ended process of, let's find what works. Oh, that sounds cool, go with that. It was like, no, I know.
You had an
aim.
You
could spend like 2-3 days trying to get the guitar sound fucking right, because we had such a clear vision, and it was actually a pain in the arse that we'd got to that stage, but that's just how it had to be. So yeah, we're very perfectionist about that, which is the opposite of what we're like live. Live, actually, I think mistakes are not a problem. I really don't care about mess and fuck ups and mistakes and things being too fast or too slow. I feel like a live show should be different. It should be different every fucking night somehow. You know?
Yeah. Within Time to Voice, I think you've toned down a bit, I think, with like Nightlight and Silence and the Drones.
It's not like we toned down, though. It's not like it's
what made you like make
this
kind of songs?
I think it's like more melancholy, and I think it's quieter. I don't think it's toned down. I actually think some of those songs are a lot darker.
Because they explode at the end, some of them.
Yeah, and I think a song like Nightlight, to me, is a lot darker than, say, Getting Boring by the Sea. It's not as aggressive and it's not as fast, and it doesn't have a distortion all over it. But I think it's in a lot of ways, it's a much heavier song, because it's a much kind of bleaker, darker, more moody feeling.
I definitely felt that with this third album compared to the others. That it was a lot darker.
I kind of feel like that's the way our music's going, is we've lost that sort of bounciness and our aggression or heaviness, or that element, you know, the power of our music's shifted slightly into a more darker world and a more atmospheric thing, rather than just using sort of speed and volume to you know, create a sense of power. We're trying to use mood and, you know, be a bit cleverer.
They're really subtle transitions.
Yeah, we wanted it to be more subtle. Also, we had a real thing that all our favourite records are records that, when you first get it, you're like, that's pretty cool. And then when you've listened 10 times, you're like, I love this record. And we really wanted to make something like that because at the moment everything's very instant, very short term. Everything's about like singles and being able to hear a melody and get it instantly. And we wanted to make something that really rewards the people that are going to listen again and again and again. And I think the people who bother to listen a few times will find things in the record that they'll fall in love with.
Or find new things.
It will last longer. Yeah, I think there's loads of things that people won't hear for like 10, 20 listens, and then they'll suddenly go, oh. And that's cool. I love doing that with other records, and we really wanted to do that with this.
Are there any personal touches to the album and the songs that are personal to you or Laura?
Well, all of them personal, I guess. How do you mean?
I suppose. Any of them with like a meaning, a really strong meaning, or a message, or a time?
Yeah, I don't know really. I mean, there's, like I say, a lot of the songs are quite mysterious to you, and a lot of the way we write lyrics are very, unconscious, and we don't sit there and talk and go, let's write a song about this topic.
It's like giving a message to the.
You find the melody, and the words come out of the music. The music starts first. The music is the start of you communicating whatever it is you want to say. And then the music kind of dictates where the lyrics go. And then, I mean, with the exception of a couple of songs which are really pretty dumb, all the other songs are kind of a bit more poetic and a little bit mysterious to me exactly what they're about at times. And then you got like Je m'appelle, which is just literally a song about a time we got totally wasted in New York and couldn't move.
You could definitely sense that.
Couldn't find how to get back to our hotel. No taxis would take you from Queens back to wherever we wanted to go. And then Down Here in the Dark, which is literally just a song about fucking, and everything else I don't entirely always know what it's about.
Who and what inspires you to keep writing, like keep going?
I don't really know.
No.
You just do.
You just do it.
Yeah.
It just comes naturally.
It's a compulsion. I think most musicians would say that. I mean, you can see things that inspire you to do it in a certain way, or things that have affected certain output at a certain time, or sounds you like, or whatever. But really, the drive to keep doing it is just something that you have. It doesn't go away. It's just how. I mean, we were both in bands before this band, touring and recording, and we just have to do it. It's just who you are. It's like a life thing. It's not something that I'm like, oh, what am I going to write a song about? You don't have to tell yourself to do it. You want to do it. Like on tour, you're like, I can't wait to write my songs. As soon as you're writing songs, you're like, I can't wait to be on tour playing these songs. You're always looking the next thing, it's like a drug. It's in the next hit. It's like everyone says that, doesn't it? It sounds really lame, but music is a drug.
Have you always had it in mind that it will always be you and Laura? Have you ever thought of both of you collaborating with someone else or making music?
We talk about that all the time. Like that would be an interesting thing to do, and I think we'd be really open to that. We wouldn't call it Blood Red Shoes. It would be something else, because Blood Red Shoes is the interaction of me and Laura. It's the chemistry and what happens when we sort of come together and bounce things off each other. And so actually, if we ever get the time to do something outside our own band, we'd be really into collaborating with people and trying some stuff.
Would it be different to Blood Red Shoes?
Yeah, I mean, if you put someone else in there,
then
it would, by default, it would be different, wouldn't it? Because there'd be a different energy between you and different roles, and there'd be different instruments as well.
What are your plans for the rest of 2012?
They are playing fucking loads.
Touring.
Yeah, playing loads, and then that's it.
Got festivals as well. You're on the main stage for Reading.
Once we finish this tour, we go straight into festivals. It's festivals through summer, and then we go straight to the States, then we to the States, then we come back and tour UK, Europe again, then we go to Australia, and then Japan and everything, and then we come back to the States again. At this point, it's like February 2013.
Oh, God.
And then the only gaps in that, we're going to try and write songs. So that's what we're doing. So it's like this, for us, that's like saying the same old shit, because that's what we've been doing for 5 years, just playing and writing. And then
you're on the main stage for Reading as well.
Yeah,
this year.
I know. And we got moved up as well.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that doesn't happen to our bands. We used to other bands getting all the good deal, and you watch them and you feel a little bit jealous.
Yeah, that
and
should be me.
In the back of your mind, you're like, one day that stuff will happen to us. And this year it fucking has. It's been really cool. Yeah, we didn't expect that to happen, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited about. It's like a teenage sort of dream. It's like you go to Reading and you're like, one day I'll be on that stage, and then it fucking is gonna happen this year. And then you get to play to a load of people that probably wouldn't come to see our band normally. In a
smaller tent, maybe.
Yeah. Because they'll be walking past the main stage, or they'll just be like, oh, who's on here? And I'm really into the challenge of seeing if we can.
As well as travelling the world, I mean, that's a huge thing to look forward to.
Yeah, big time. That's probably the thing we're looking forward to the most of the summer, actually, is that it's just a big, yeah, like we say, since we were teenagers. So.
That's great. Well, I can look forward to tonight. So that's
your
it.
first time.
I'm so excited.
I know, you're going to go totally fucking down.
Yeah, so I get to... Good. I'm glad it would be watching you.
Virginity, man. Can't believe you've waited so long.
5 years. 6 years.
Wow.
So yeah.
6 years.
That's it.
Cool. Hi, Stephen from Blood Red Shoes. You're on Your Tune Down, blah, blah.